Morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Miss Phins Show. I am your host, Miss Phins. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Go ahead and hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the like button. Let everybody know we are live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My goodness, guys. Sorry, give me a second. I had to get some stuff here for us, but we are Gucci. Hit the like button for me, guys, if you haven't done so already. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Skadoosh! Welcome, everybody. Oh, man. It's so nice to see you guys. Just, you see, I told you I'm working on it. It's looking better, it's looking crispier. Hello. There you go. Let me get that right there. Guys, listen, I'm so excited, you know, to bring you guys, and I think you guys can't hear me because I don't even have my headset on. Hello? Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yom Tov. Chag Sameach. Happy Purim. For those of you who are celebrating, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I am. I knew I forgot something. Whatever. I'll have it for next show. But guys, how are you guys doing? Oh my God! Yay! I missed y'all. It's 187 in the house. Uh, let me see how you guys doing. How you doing, Bub Young? Welcome. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Yes, guys, go ahead and hit the like button, share, subscribe. You see it up here, right? You see it? Yep. You see it? Go ahead and hit like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. Canes, welcome. Welcome, buddy. How you doing, Jimmy? How you doing, Jimmy? Good morning. Roadrunner, welcome. Good morning, Clemente. Welcome. Don't forget to smash that like button. Exactly. Michelle, my girl, how you doing? Good morning, everybody. Hi, Miss Fans. What's up, Anthony? Welcome, welcome. Yes, you sound far away. I know it's because I didn't have my headset on. Wow, that's not embarrassing at all. Major delay. Anywho, how y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Don't worry, I'm gonna drop the link real quick. If y'all want to come up here, I want to have a healthy conversation with you guys. Because, but I want different type of people. You know what I mean? I want different type of people. I'm gonna talk about a couple of things that I've heard and keep you guys up to date. But I want to hear from a couple type of people. And guys, it's a holiday for me. So, well, not just for me, for millions of other people in the world. If you know, you know. So go ahead and hit that like button. Let me just check my little hair flip real quick. God, I love my hair. Anyhow, you see, I just did that about 2 minutes after 8 o'clock. So, yeah. Hey. Good morning, Delusion. Let's all take this opportunity to celebrate, laugh in the Jets' face. Oh, we're going to talk about that because listen, everything that's been happening has made me laugh so hard in so many reasons, and all of this affects the Dolphins and the AFC East, so we gotta talk about it. I told them not, they're not getting caught. They just want getting what? That would be hilarious. Good morning, Jeremiah. Good morning, Miss Phins. We are live. We are here, and now this party can start because Miss Phins is in the house. Beep, 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 beep. Good morning, Green Rat. Good morning, Scotty. Welcome, guys. Mr. Finisher, welcome. Loving that picture. Thank you. Yeah, so listen, guys, I think you guys have already heard it. The rumors are insane, ladies and gentlemen. They are insane. I mean, I've heard from we're gonna get King Henry to possibly, obviously we all heard the Lamar one. That's kind of like an ongoing one. And you know what? How viable is that Lamar one? How likely is the Lamar one? I'm gonna talk to you guys about that as well because what? First of all, it's the off season, ladies and gentlemen, and today it's a beautiful day. We are, which reminds me, we are about to witness one of the most craziest deadlines you're gonna see this off season, which is a tag deadline. It's today at 4 o'clock. No, I will not be doing a show till 4 o'clock. Jeez, guys. But we're gonna have a decent show. We're gonna have a long show today. Because I can. Because we can. Okay. Now, as far as the actual what do you call it? As far as all these rumors. So let me tell you, let me run down through all the rumors I've heard. So obviously not their car because he already won. I'll give you all the updates to the other stuff in a minute. But as far as for the Dolphins, dang tag. I know I would have seen it. It's gonna piss me off. I have to do something about that. I'll take care of it in a second. So I've seen for the Dolphins, I've seen Derrick Henry being tagged to us. I have seen um as far as QBs, if the QB's available, they probably have mentioned Miami at some point. Especially like the other the other ones. Still waiting for the all female panel. Michelle, I got you. It's just it's we're gonna get it. I gotta get the females in here. I gotta get that. I gotta talk to my girls, bring them in here. But we're gonna make it happen. But does that mean you're gonna come up? Because if you want it, I mean we want it. So yeah, I'm gonna make it happen. It's just you better come up. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I got a list of girls. Trust me, but some of them don't even live in the states, so it's a little planning I have to do. But I'll make it happen. Um, who else? Any tight end possible? Schultz. I just saw another one with Darren Waller. I was like, are we serious now, people? Now we got Waller in the bit. Like, come on. These are just. This is just a little much. These are just ridiculous rumors that I'm hearing. Man, you know what? I'm not even surprised. At this point, I'm not even surprised. El Capitan for GM. you are you are too much. Good morning, Michael K. Lamar to Miami. Oh yeah, you know that's the number one. I'm not sure we can laugh at the Jets. They told Carr while he was there that Rodgers is their number one choice and he was their backup plan. That's not smart. Yeah, I get it. Miss Phins, look up difficulty of schedule. Jets versus Packers. Rodgers ain't going nowhere. Oh yeah, no. The we have one of the hardest ones. Actually, the AFC East, interestingly, is in the top 10. Not even top 10. We're in like the top 8 hardest schedules this upcoming season, which is ridiculous. Okay, I can't. This is gonna mess me up. I'm dropping the link, guys. There you go. The link is dropped. Y'all get in here whilst I take care of one thing because this is gonna really mess with me and it's really annoying. So just give me one quick second. Let me get let me get this tag situation taken care of. Hold on. Got it. Let's go. See, I even got my lights on. Miss Fans, Jets fans are delusional. No way. Rogers is going after. He said multiple times in the interview with McAfee. This is a problem, man. Um, Jets forget their taxes. People are tired of paying that much in taxes. It may seem very trivial to you guys, but when you're speaking in millions, and let's say you're gonna get easy a $10 million contract, you come back at the end of the year and you end up having 6 million or even 5 million at some points. Yeah. nah. like nah. It's not gonna happen. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Mountain. Get up here, gentlemen. We opening this puppy up. Yup, yup, yup. It is linked at the top. Linked at the top, guys. But yeah, so you've heard of it, and then on top of that, too, guys, you also have backup quarterbacks that I keep hearing. Benchu was one of them. The other one, yeah, I know you are backstage, Manzano. I'm just trying to get a couple of people in here real quick before I get you in. So just bear with me, okay? Don't go anywhere. Um, what was I gonna say? Carson Wentz was the other one, who I would personally want. And you guys know, especially if you know Color, and I when we did our League Wide Wednesdays, that I love Tyler Heineke. Give me some Heineke. Give it to me. I love Heineke. So yeah, I would totally take Heineke over. I mean, I mean, yeah, pretty much anybody. To be honest with you. So let's see here. There you are. So yeah, guys, that Tyler Heineke's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. Now, let's see here. As far as for the Dolphins themselves, ladies and gentlemen, look, say the name. Oh, okay. If you're trying to stir up, I'm talking about backup quarterbacks. Relax. You see, y'all instigators. Good morning. Good morning, Ryan. Won't be surprised if we keep and run with Skylar as two. I agree 1,000%. I don't think that we. I personally think we're gonna stick to Skylar, but we might still have someone else as a practice squad QB. I don't see us. Yeah, finisher. You're funny. I don't see us actually getting anybody else as far as really free agency. The only because okay, so this is a problem. We all saw the Josina Anderson situation. I don't know why people got so upset. I saw nothing wrong with what she said. All she said was Dolphins are doing due diligence. That's literally what I got of it. I was like, okay, cool. I mean, as you should. You know what I mean? Why not? But telling you, Baker was another one. You right, Anthony. You right. You right. Um, even Baker was another one. Besides, once all the QBs you named are too electric. This is a problem. You might think that the Dolphins can deal with more drama. I don't think we can. I don't think we can. And I'm so over it too. Like I wouldn't. I'm so tired of the Dolphins drama. I don't think anybody else can take all of this. It's just a little too much. Miss Fans, quote Mike Daniel, we will have a QB competition for QB2 in Miami. Yes, for QB2. But that doesn't mean that we won't have a QB competition for QB1. Good morning, Adam S. Welcome. Fins up, buddy. Fins up. Yeah. Okay, Manzano. Get over here. How you
Hey,
doing? Morning.
hey, Miss Phins, how are you?
Alive and kicking. Can't complain.
Yeah, I'm out in my living room watching my little Frenchie right now.
Good, good, good. Skylar will most likely beat out anyone they bring in for competition.
No, no, honestly, for me, Ryan, I see what you're saying, but I, honest, they need to because to me, Skylar is not ready to be a pure starter yet. Even if Tua gets injured, he needs a little bit more development. So we need a good or great backup like a Heineke. But I understand why people are scared because you're gonna have to, for an elite backup like that, you're gonna have to be paying 15, 16 million for a backup. Are you willing
For
to do that, Miss Fins, or no?
well, you might as well have them as a starter at that point. This is the
Yeah, no,
problem. I
yeah,
hear
that's the
people
problem.
say if you have to pay any double digit amount for a backup quarterback, you don't have a starting quarterback. That's what I keep hearing. I mean, how true is that?
You know
Each their own, but
you know what pissed me off about the Josina Anderson thing? I was on
what?
Twitter when that whole craziness happened. It's the Tua fans that got in their feelings about it, and they if if you if you, I read some of the comments, the rational ones said, "Okay, we understand," but the there was people in within that fan base that went as far as saying racist comments to her. Like I'm like, what over a kid that might not even be here in the future? What? Why get so upset? Like,
Well, see, people like that resort to just race, they're small-minded individuals because if you can't articulate a thought and the only thing you have to go down to is to race, you're just not a very articulate human being. Your level of IQ might not be to what a mm, average human being might
would
be.
you be willing to
I'll
bring in
just I'll just
Chad
say that.
Henney?
Chad Henney. Mm, I'm gonna be
He's a
honest
good
with you.
backup, but you're not gonna
He
be.
is, but no, but it's no point for us to bring a Chad Henne here,
No, you're
in my opinion.
For Chad, you're only gonna be spending 7 to 8 million. But people say if you're gonna do that, why waste bringing in a backup if you're gonna be giving him Teddy Bridgewater money?
Yeah, that's my problem. I can't be giving Teddy Bridgewater type of. I can't be giving $10 million to a backup QB. That's the problem. I need a solidified QB at QB1.
Oh
It don't
wait,
matter who it is, including Tua. And
Michelle just
then
said Chad Henne retired.
did he? Oh,
Yeah,
Mister Finisher. Well, hey, they all retire and then they unretire. If the money's right, I mean, we all. I don't know if you heard this, but we all heard. What do you call it? We all heard that apparently Philip Rivers reached out to the Dolphins about coming back. I mean, hey, you
he
never know.
honestly, I would be okay with Philip, but he's a little bit past. Like his arm strength is not as it's not there like it used to be. It's very like he's becoming a noodle arm. He became a noodle arm.
They all become little arms. And it's just it's the time is the ultimate killer. So good morning, CB83. Welcome, buddy. How you doing? Good morning, everybody. Check them
Michael
out.
K, you need to stop changing her name so many times.
Who?
The Michael K, the Bills fan in the chat, he
Oh
changes.
yeah, he can. Well, this is. I think Michael K is American, so it's a free country. He can change his name
No, no,
however he
I'm
wants.
making fun. No, no, I'm making fun of it because I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's so many.
Can we bring back Brady? Oh my God. I mean,
That would cause even more drama, Ronnie. Let's
I
not do
guess
that.
we could. Good morning, Ronnie, to you, sir. Triple S, welcome. Good morning. Salute to you too, sir.
Hey, Miss Fins,
Yeah.
are you that? Did you? I was reading. I can't remember. It wasn't a blog, Dolphins fans blog, but I was reading somewhere that apparently, specifically, Reggie McKenzie and the guy behind Greer, they're trying to they're trying to uh, get get Jalen Ramsey here on a cheaper like trade for him and try to convince him to take less money.
We always end up overpaying. And you know the part that frustrates me about the Dolphins? Somehow we give up the most money, and yet the same players that we were looking for, they go for a third to another team. Uh, How? How is
You
that
know
even
what it is?
possible? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How is that even possible?
You know what it is? We I can't believe I'm
Go
saying
ahead.
this. The reason why we have to pay more money than other teams is because the team, besides last year and the years with the other coach, I don't even want to start that conversation again. You know what I'm talking about, Flores. Uh, we haven't been
What
relevant.
about Flores?
That's why we have to overpay for free agents. We haven't been relevant the past few years and stuff like that. So we have to, even though we're a destination because of the sun and the sunshine and the no taxes missions, we have to overpay because free agents don't want to be coming here and be in a debt, almost a dead franchise, and they feel they have to carry the franchise and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, when you get paid, you get paid. Do your job. But my
No,
thing
no, I
is the
understand that,
problem. Good morning, Ash.
but
Welcome.
they're no, I understand what you're saying. They're getting paid, but some of these people, even when they're getting paid, they feel that they have to carry the franchise because there's no other talent around them. Is what I'm saying. Hey, Josh, what's up?
So no, no, I get that, but that just comes with the territory. The bigger the check, the like it's your job. That's the thing. Maybe I'm just a little too straight up. It's your job. You get
Yeah,
paid millions,
no, no,
and I
that's
don't.
what I'm
I
saying.
don't.
Delusional Patriots fan.
I'm not gonna baby
That's
you.
what I'm saying. Delusional Patriots fan. It wasn't until Flores we were the laughing stock of the league for like 20, 20 years before Flores came. That's what I'm trying to say. He made us into a winning culture,
Yeah, that
and
Flores made us relevant again. I get what you're saying.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We, in order for us to get an elite free agent back then, we would have to overpay. We didn't really overpay for when you look at Tyreek and Chubb's contracts, we're not really overpaying,
We are.
huh?
Yes, we are.
For Tyreek?
We're overpaying, but it is
No,
what it is. At the end of the day, it is. We overpaid for Chubb when we paid that first round pick. When Roquan Smith went for a third to his new team. So we way overpaid, and we still paid him 15 plus $1 million, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta double check his contract. We super overpaid for Chubb, and to me, Roquan Smith was a much
more, much more
um
consistent player. Yeah, no,
better
no,
player
but
in my
with
opinion,
with
who we
Tyreek,
should have
with
gotten.
Tyreek, I would
Good morning,
disagree.
Lewis. Welcome. Come up here, buddy. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome,
Lewis.
welcome.
Yeah, Miss Fins, I would disagree with the Tyreek thing because when you
Good
look at
morning,
it,
Bebop.
when you look at the contract that we offered him and the Jets offered him, the Jets were paying more than us. So we didn't really. When you look at compare the contract that the Jets offered and we offered, they were overpaying because they didn't really have talent until Garrett Wilson got there and stuff like that. So honestly, with the Tyreek, and when you look at the contract, we can actually get
No,
out of the
no.
contract after 3 years. Chris Greer is weird with.
That wasn't even a question because that's how Greer sets up his contract. So it's not even just that. The thing is, we did overpay. We absolutely overpay. I don't care what the Jets are willing to give him. Want to know why he went to Miami? Because not only did we pay him more, he's still gonna keep most of his money. It's all about the money. At the end of the day, listen, I already made
Taxes,
my
no
name.
taxes.
I'm ready to. I'm ready to not to retire. I'm ready to get paid even more. Paid
Oh,
even more. Because guess what? And to Captain Swole, good morning, Captain Swole. To his point, listen, if we would have paid him $20 million, which we weren't going to, but even if we would have paid him the same $25 million he would have taken in Kansas City, he would have still kept way more money with us than he would have with the Jets at the end of the day. And people
yeah,
don't think that that situation's a lot, but when you're talking millions, it don't even matter. You're talking $20,000. Money is money, and you get to keep more of your money in Florida than you do anywhere else.
yeah, no,
So
no. And you know what's funny? You know what's funny? This is why I'm saying, Miss Fins. This
wait,
is why.
go
That's
ahead.
another. What you just brought up is why I keep on saying Herbert to Miami. He doesn't want to deal with paying half the, even though they're going to give him that massive contract, he's not going to keep all that money. California's going to take it away from him. So he would rather go to a, he'll probably want to play for us in a state that doesn't have high taxes and he can get all his money back. Bridgewater was over.
See,
That's what I don't understand. The Bridgewater
no,
contract,
I don't think Bridgewater was overpaid. No, you're getting somebody that has 9 years of experience in the NFL. He's had experience in the playoffs. You're getting somebody that's solid. People want to call him a journeyman, but if we're gonna be honest, due to injuries, he was a starter not once but a couple of times. And you're paying for essentially a backup starting quarterback. Like, even though I know that's technically the definition of a backup quarterback, but he actually was younger quarterback, had the experience, and honestly, let me put it to you this way: the $6 million that we paid for Tyra for Teddy Bridgewater. Do you think we spend that money better with him or when we got Jay Cutler? I'll wait because in my opinion, Teddy I think to me did more than what Cutler did. Cutler was just literal waste of money. That man didn't even look like he practiced all week. He just looked like he just suit up because they told him to, and that's it. I mean, that's all
AB,
I'm seeing
I
here.
don't
That's all I'm seeing
let
here.
AB. Let's be honest. I do not think the Browns are not going to trade Chubb. They have Deshaun Watson there. They're not going to trade Chubb. So get that out of your
They
head. We're
might.
not going to get Chubb or maybe Henry, but Chubb is unrealistic.
So, Ms. Vince, you claim we overpay for everyone, including Armstead. Yes, even including Armstead. I got 12 games out of him. We overpay for Armstead too. I don't feel bad. Pass rushers go for more. They just have a larger impact in the game. If you're referring to us getting Chubb, we still overpaid. Roquan, nah, I would have kept. No, we overpaid. In my opinion, guys, I may not be right. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let's
So
see
wait, you
here.
don't think he's worth a
Uh,
first round pick? You don't think
Chubb,
his
no.
talent? You don't think
I
Chubb's
just told
talent?
you Roquan went for a third.
No, I'm talking about like
Roquan went for a
his
third.
specifically his talent, Chubb's talent. You don't think his talent justified the first round pick that we
And
gave up
again,
for him?
I would have rather had Roquan than Chubb.
Ronnie
That's
H.
who I
If I
want.
get some time, bro, busy with work right now.
Like, good morning, good morning, everybody. I think I'm missing somebody. Oh, I saw Jeff Jew. Good morning, Chef Jew. Welcome.
Yo, chef. Yo,
Welcome.
chef.
AB. How you doing, AB? Trey for Derek or Nick Chubb. Yeah, I get it. Good morning, EM. Welcome, EM. Welcome.
Hey,
Good morning,
EM.
buddy.
Yeah, no, but like I said before with the Chubb thing, the the Browns are not going to trade Chubb when they have their quarterback there. There's no way in hell they're going to give up their running back.
Who?
The Browns.
Titans? Oh, the
No,
Browns? Yeah, I don't doubt that. But that's the beauty of today. We're gonna be hearing a lot, and I do mean a lot because the deadline is coming up, 4 o'clock. We already saw players get tagged. Josh Jacobs got tagged. We saw
you
that.
think Lamar? Since we've been talking about Lamar the past few weeks, do you think he gets the regular franchise tag or the non-exclusive franchise, Miss Vince?
Mm, so that's the real question right there. Now, this is the problem. The non-exclusive tag, that means that the team gets two first. People are going to be like, thank you, Green Rat. That's funny. People are going to be saying,
We can trade.
we don't
We
have
get.
two first. We can get two first. That's not a problem. If we get the non-exclusive stuff, it won't just be us. You're going to be seeing several teams going after him because then it's going to be like, okay, I got options. You know what I mean? Essentially, how Deshaun Watson had the no trade clause. He's like, nope, I'm going to Miami. Nope, I'm going to Miami. And then he was like, okay, well, what other options do I have? Essentially,
Yeah.
once we turn them
No, no, but
idiotically
Lamar
turn
said
them down.
Lamar.
Um,
I think Miss Fins. Lamar said he wants to stay in. Uh, he wants to play in the South, which he doesn't really have the right to choose where he gets traded because let's be honest, he doesn't have a signed contract that has the
No
no
trade
trade clause.
clause.
Yeah,
You
so
realize that he's a free agent after this. He's
yeah,
got to get tagged by 4 o'clock today. If not, he walks for free. That's not gonna happen. We know this. So now that he's gonna get tagged, because they're clearly not going to make a, they're not gonna have a contract by this time. Then yeah,
no, and for me
you're gonna see
the
him get
Lamar
tagged. And
situation,
the non-exclusive tag, oh, I'm aware, delusional. He can choose with the non-exclusive tag. With the exclusive tag, then the team will be the one. They're gonna be the ones to be able to match any contract, and he gotta essentially
yeah, no,
what you want.
and
So,
honestly, I'm gonna say this to
but
me,
to Michael K's point, real quick, if he gets tagged, doesn't mean he necessarily will play. So he would be risking money.
the
You know what
money.
I mean? But
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I mean, look, Deshaun set out for 1 year, did his time or whatever. Good morning. Good morning, Steve. Good morning. Welcome.
but
But now he's got what, $232 million out of the 233. So yeah.
yeah, no, and no. What I was gonna say is with the Lamar situation, I'm gonna say Dolphins fans don't want to hear this, but I think he ends up in Atlanta because the owner said he'll be willing to pay him that money because he wants that Michael Vick. He said it at the combine. He wants the Michael Vick experience back in Atlanta. So bringing Lamar there would bring that fan base, the Michael Vick fan base, back to the stadium and stuff like that. So I think Atlanta, to me, it's Atlanta then Miami. Those are the top two for Lamar. Depending on who else goes in, maybe Carolina.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I don't think I don't think it's an issue about the money part. I'm gonna be honest with you. It really is. Do the Ravens want to pay him or not? At the end of the day, do they want to pay him or not? And everything indicates, in my opinion, that they say they want to pay him, but they don't want to pay him.
The jibber jabber says they
They're
want
not.
to pay
They're
him, but
not. They're not gonna pay him. It
the
just hasn't been.
in general the what is it called? The Ravens are known to be very very cheap. They're not they're not known to spend big money on posi- like positions. They want to they don't spend big money in free agency a lot. They're like the Packers in a sense,
Well,
Miss
that
Fins.
depends. Yeah, on the actual players. Man, I should have done
Yeah, no, but the philosophies are matched up with the Packers and the Ravens. They don't really spend big money on free agents. They rather develop their own players, and they still don't pay their own players, which is weird. You don't want to spend big money in free agency, but when you're big, when your superstar like a Lamar Jackson wants that money, you don't want to give it to him. Make that make sense.
Yeah, well, the Dolphins, the Ravens right now, they're not going to they're gonna wait till the last minute because they know they can. They don't really have a rush, if we're gonna be honest. And at the end of the day, it's gonna be very important for them to see how much chatter is out there to see how much are they willing to actually pay. But let's welcome EM Baller. How you doing, EM?
Hey,
Welcome, sir.
hey, what's up, Miss Phins? How's everyone doing? Hey, Anthony.
Hey,
We're
EM,
good.
it's
We're
been a while.
good.
How are you?
Yeah, it has been a while. I haven't been really on any streams, but I'm getting back into it. But everything's going well.
Good to hear.
I'm starting to do some draft scouting, so we'll see what happens.
So talk to us. What are you thinking right now as far as the what do you call it? As far as the actual the rumors and stuff, because I'm hearing uh I know what the fans want. And the fans half the fans want QB want to stay QB1 and the other half want a new change. We know this. Then as far as backup, the same thing. People want for Skyler to stay QB2, and others want an actual backup to essentially another starting quarterback as a backup, which it clearly means to overpay. But what are you thinking about what you've seen so far with the rumors and things like that?
Well, I find it really funny when Josina Anderson, even though she's been wrong about many things, including the Vic Fangio stuff, when she says that Dolphins are looking at all options, including the starting quarterback, Dolphin fans who I'm not saying haters because there's only one Tua hater that I see, but two people who don't believe in Tua. Let's just say they ran with that story really fast, and then Dolphins
Sorry,
reporter.
EM Baller. My bad. Well, you're not up here, so I can't differentiate. That's on you, sir.
All right,
Go ahead.
but everyone, Dolphins beat reporters, and even Ian Rappaport went on the Pat McAfee show and said that Tua is a starting quarterback because they were talking to the actual Dolphins. So, um, so we're assuming that Tua is a starting quarterback. Now, people who like Skylar Thompson, they shouldn't be afraid for Skylar Thompson to compete for that number two spot. If Skylar Thompson is a baller, Skylar Thompson is a competitor. So bring in a quarterback in free agency. Don't overpay for one, but bring in a quarterback like an Andy Dalton or I'll be okay with the Taylor Heineke to compete.
No, but
See,
you're
you
gonna have to
say that. Wait a
pay.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So Skylar Thompson fans shouldn't be worried about
If they say
Hold up. Skylar Thompson getting QB competition. What about the Tua fans? Should they not be worried about Tua getting competition?
I don't think there's a quarterback available that would actually push Tua out of the starting spot other than Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is in a dark room still.
Did you not miss the last like 2 months of Lamar being pushed for Miami? I mean, so you don't think Lamar would
No,
actually
there is no talk about Lamar Jackson to Miami at all. Lamar said he wants to go to Miami, but there's no talk at all about Lamar coming to Miami, and the Ravens are
No,
going
that
to
wasn't my
tag him.
question. My question was, so there's no way that Lamar could push Tua out of the QB1 position is what I'm asking.
It would be a great competition, but it's not a guarantee he pushes Tua
It would
out.
be a great competition. Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I love me. I look. And I'm sure you guys know I'm objective. I could play all sides, but my thing is, so you're telling me that right now, if we had a QB competition between Lamar and Tua, Lamar's not winning that job. Is what you're
No,
saying?
I never said that. I said it would go down to the wire, but Tua has an advantage because he's more familiar with this scheme. So I'll say Tua has an advantage, a slight advantage, but it would be a good competition. It would come down to the very last week till up
So,
until the regular season.
so wait, EM. This is an honest question. So you don't think one of these elite backups like a Minshew or a Heineke would push Tua to improve himself on what the
Or
weakness
maybe
he?
take the starting job?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm asking because Heineke has starting experience with Rivera in Washington and stuff like that. So that's so you don't think Heineke is gonna push Tua or maybe beat him out for the job if we bring Heineke here?
He would push Tua, but what I was saying is that there's no quarterback other than Aaron Rodgers that would push Tua completely out of the starting quarterback spot.
Oh, okay, okay. So,
Okay, so see that to me that's ridiculous. If you truly don't think that not even Lamar would
He
do,
could,
why
he
not?
could, he could, but it's not a guarantee.
So
It,
okay,
it
so same thing for Aaron Rodgers. Why are you so sure Aaron Rodgers would definitely do it and not Lamar though?
because I think Aaron Rodgers, right from day one, would fit this scheme very well. He's a better passer, and that's what McDaniel wants more in a quarterback. Now, Lamar Jackson, I'm not saying he's a bad passer, but he's a good passer. But Tua, I think, is a better actual passer. But Lamar Jackson's athleticism gives him another edge. So
Yeah, I
It
mean,
depends on what McDaniel
Tua's the better
feels.
passer. That I'm not gonna argue with
And
you
Aaron
at all
Rodgers is a
because
better
I
passer
agree.
than Tua. That's
I
one.
think Tua is a better passer, and you can't deny that Aaron Rodgers obviously is going to be a better passer than both. So I see where you're coming from with that, but just to arbitrarily say that Lamar wouldn't challenge Tua for the first for
No, I said he
QB1
would challenge
precisely.
him. I said he would challenge him. What I'm saying is that if you were to bring in Lamar Jackson, he would cost so much, and it would cost draft picks. But if you were to somehow
But
bring
would
Lamar Jackson
he?
in here, yeah, because if he gets the tag that I forgot what
It's
kind of
just
tag
two
it was,
first.
but if he,
That's it.
I know, and we
Non-exclusive.
yeah, and we don't even have a first this year. I do not expect us to give up two future firsts and
Question:
pay that
Cam
money
Butler.
when we have to pay other guys first.
I understand having to pay the other guys, but be honest with me. Question: the last 4 years. Good morning, Amicus. In the last 4 years. Good morning, Batman Bebop. How many number one draft pick? Just tell me about the number one round, the first round. How many in the last 4 years? In the last 4 years, have been hit. Only the first round in the last 4 years. Give me the names of the players who are still in the team and have been hits in the last 4 years. So that would be what 22, 21, 2019.
Um, Christian Wilkins, is he 4 or 5?
I think no, because this is his 5th year, so he's out of that. Yeah,
But why not fifth year? Because the fifth year was the first time Greer had all GM power. So why not 5 years?
he didn't have all GM powers.
Yeah, that when he was the one that hired Brian Flores, and that's when Tannenbaum was kicked out of the door. When the Charles
That's
Harris draft,
2019.
yeah.
Yeah, and 5th year would be 2018.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah, so
we'll
it would
add
be the
Christian
last.
Wilkins,
Christian Wilkins. Okay,
Jalen
one.
Waddle,
Okay, two,
Jalen Phillips,
three.
Tunsil.
and we didn't have a first round pick last draft, so no. And hmm, uh, is that it, or am I missing a draft?
No,
Because
I
I
think no. I'm talking just first round, just the first round in the last 4 years. Three guys out of, and we've had multiple first round picks.
isn't
It
that three
wasn't
out of
just this
five?
last. This is just the last year that we didn't have a first round pick, but the 3 other years we've had three, three.
Five, right?
No, what do you mean
We
five?
had seven first
We've
round
had
picks the last 5 years. Like,
All right.
yeah, 7 or 8.
yeah,
So
seven
three
or eight.
out of let's say eight. 3 out of 8 have actually been good picks. 3 out of 8. Interestingly enough, you didn't mention our QB1. Why is that?
Well, I wanted to mention him, but you know how some people are. So I
No,
was just
I
gonna.
asked you. I want your opinion.
All right, then Tua is another one. I didn't want to mention him, but Tua is because he was an MVP candidate before he got hurt. Let's
He was an MVP candidate. Okay. Is that the only reason why?
No,
Because he
he
was an
played. He
MVP
played.
candidate?
No, he played very well. There's a reason why he was an MVP candidate midway through the season. He played very well when he was healthy. Obviously, health is a big concern, and that's always been my concern with him. He has to stay healthy, and that's your best ability is availability. So if he can't be
Agreed.
available this season, then yes, let's go find a more healthy quarterback. And people actually think Lamar Jackson is that. I have my questions about Lamar Jackson's long term health.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no. For me, the Tua pick is still out of EM. For me, the Tua pick is still iffy because of the health. Like, he would, if you can't trust him, his status as a hit is iffy to me right now.
see now, Mr. Finisher says Tua was trash in December while healthy. That is a valid point. We all saw it. We all saw it because we loved this team, so we watched the games. And he did not play his best football at the end of the season, and he was healthy. So, um,
I
That's
still have questions if he was healthy in the second half in that Packers game, though, because he did suffer a concussion through the game, though.
hold up. It was one random fan who was so desperate to explain why he got three interceptions in the second half that looked at it frame by frame to see if there's any possible reason why Tua would have had any chance of actually performing those three bad passes, and found that one clip which this
Yeah,
one fan pretty much got it to blow up on Twitter, and everybody ran with it, and that's how
well, I
somehow he got the. But no, I can't accept that because
but
at
I
the
didn't
end of
run
the
with
day,
it until the next day when they were going over film, and McDaniel's like, "What do you see?" And he's like, "I don't remember." So
the same
I don't
clip,
know.
everybody else saw. And you know what? I don't remember. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I'm not saying that he did or didn't. I'm not Tua, and what it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you can't go 7 for 13 and then 8 of 12 and have pretty much the same production on both sides of that head injury, and then say, "Oh, I don't like." That makes no sense to me. And me personally, and I'm not denying that he got a concussion. He did. He got a concussion. That's what they told us. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't think it actually affected his play. I just think he had three bad
Yeah, no,
decisions,
and
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 those three
yeah,
bad
yeah,
decisions cost us the game.
yeah, EM,
That's how I see it.
and you know what's even scarier? Even when he was out of the concussion protocol, the team didn't start him. The team didn't start him the rest of the season or the playoff game.
But
Yeah,
did they start him in concussion protocol after the Packers game, or did they start him in concussion protocol like a week before the Pro Bowl because they didn't want him to play the Pro Bowl? Like, there's conflicting
he
stories. I'm
he
not saying
he,
which is right.
he according to him, which he said in an interview, they did not start the protocol till after the season ended. He got benched. And actually, around that time, I said to you guys, fans, that guys, I truly don't think the NFL is going to allow Tua to play another game this season. I didn't think it was. He got benched by the NFL, in my opinion, and the Dolphins
I
screamed
agree.
and they
The
benched.
NFL benched him, not the Dolphins.
So
The NFL.
well, yeah, and the Dolphins benched him too because hello, they are their own entity, so they could have played him still, but they didn't want to have any more issues than they had already with the NFL. So at the end of the day, Mike McDaniel is at fault for sabotaging Tua's future. Okay, he's a sabotager, and I think Mike McDaniel should be fired because he's sabotaging our team's future. Period.
How is he
That should not.
sabotaging
That
the
should
future?
have because he benched Tua. I mean that's ridiculous. If we would have had Tua, at least that's what I'm being told, we would have actually, won the last couple games, and would have actually, won that playoff game with Tua. At least that's what I'm being told. So if McDaniel is going to sabotage Tua like this, then McDaniel does not deserve to be
I
our
don't
head
think he was sabotaging too. I think he was trying to be extra cautious with Tua to protect him for his long term health.
So when he does it, is okay, but when Flores does it, is not okay.
No, Tua was health. Tua was had a concussion when he was so called benched. Tua was healthy when Flores benched him against the Ravens, and then
But
he
was
came in and
he?
played.
Was he
Yes, he was. He
fully?
was healthy
Fully?
on the Ravens game. Yes.
Mm,
Why did he play golf and make a big make? He didn't try to make a big deal, but people made a big deal that he was playing golf before the Ravens game. That's like I said, not 100% factual, but
I mean,
Tua
he
was
did
healthy.
actually play. They had video of him playing before the game.
Y-
So
Yeah, but there was
that's
conflicting
not lying.
stories.
He actually did do it.
Yeah, but there's conflicting stories on who he played with, but he did play golf
Who
before the
cares who
Ravens
he
game.
played with? The fact is, it's game day and you're playing golf. I mean,
I
there's a
know
different. I play golf.
to show the coach that he was healthy enough to play the game. He wasn't
You
playing
could
golf
just.
before the Jets game
Yeah.
that we won.
See, EM, what you just said proves the fact. Like, to me, if you're doing that, and out of your own mouth, you said that you have issues understanding the playbook and what is it called? Processing and understanding the playbook. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be at the facility learning the playbook. Out of Tua's own mouth, he said he didn't understand the playbook.
He didn't understand the
Understanding,
playbook very well, is what he said. Very well. And I think that's an indictment on the coaching because they weren't teaching him. How come he struggled with different playbooks that Brian Flores kept getting in offensive coordinators, but right away, right when the season started, he was high flying in this new offense under Mike McDaniel because Mike McDaniel was teaching him the offense.
Oh,
no, I would say it would be how much is it? Wait, for me, it's 50-50. The coach and the player. If the coach is trying to teach the player, but the player is not understanding it, let, let let's not just blame the coach. Maybe Gailey and Forrest were teaching him the playbook, and he couldn't understand it. So let's not just blame.
Maybe. I mean, that could be an option, but I mean, it took him a while, and I don't think he's a bad. I don't think he doesn't want to learn because you know
well, Nick
any
Saban
Alabama,
said he had to
yeah,
dumb it down for Tua.
Yeah, no, that
any Alabama quarterback, I don't think has a bad work ethic. Maybe Mac Jones, maybe, but yeah,
no, no,
Tua
no,
and I
no,
think Bryce
no,
Young
no.
don't.
But Miss Finch just brought up Nick Saban. He actually said him and Sarkeesian when Sarkeesian was a
Morning.
OC. No, he's not. He's with athletes first, and that scares me a little bit because they're gonna ask for the Aaron Rodgers type money for Tua, and he
That
is
does
not
scare
worth it.
me. Yeah, he's
Huh?
not worth it right now. He's not worth it right now. That does scare me. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, Tua's not worth that money.
Not right now. I would be fine if they gave him the 5th year option. So this year he would be making little money, and then if he is the quarterback next year and they give him that 5th year option, then it's only 23. So yeah, get
Well,
as little money from two as you can and build around him.
this is the thing. We don't have to pay him. Period. We don't have to do the 5th year option
Yeah, we
because
don't. We don't.
even if we do tag him, the cap is gonna go up. So
Wait a
so
minute.
will the tag. But
Okay.
at the end of the day, if you equal that out between the last 2 years, it would still come out to a beneficial amount for the Dolphins. So I wouldn't give him the fifth
Wait,
year option.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Put Dolphins for life comment up. He says Tua doesn't need to know the playbook. He's good. What are you
Well,
talking about?
Yeah,
that's his
I
opinion.
disagree with that.
His
Everyone
opinion.
needs to learn the playbook. Even Tua tried his best to learn this playbook, and he got it down. So I am a little skeptical on why he didn't learn the other playbooks, but he can easily
No, he
learn
is
this
not
one.
40 minutes. That no, there is
Well,
no way
in
in
your
hell he's worth
opinion,
fitting.
hey, in your opinion, and I'm gonna remind you, Anthony, keep it PG, buddy. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm telling you right now, it's Dolphins for life prerogative to believe that Tua's worth 40 million. I understand why he would say that. It's a young prospect and somebody who still has a ceiling. Some would argue that he already reached his ceiling. Others would say no, but at the end of the day, let me ask you guys as a and real quick because since I have you guys here, do should Dolphins
For me, at the
bring
max, he's
him the
33 million a year. He's not.
fifth
He's Matt Staff.
year
He's to me.
option?
He's Matt Stafford. The contract he's worth realistically to me is Matt Stafford around Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins. The like the 30
Who?
million a year, not 40 million, 40 to 60 million like some people think. He's not Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes
Well, I don't
or
know.
Joe Burrow.
That's I don't know. That's kind of tough because Matt Stafford, even with the Lions, made the playoffs. Matt Stafford, even with the Lions, he was very effective, led the league in a lot of different stats. Miss Fins, go ahead and tuck Baller.
Yeah,
It's
no,
too
and
much. But
Dolphins for life. Daniel Jones is asking. He's asking for that money. There's no way in hell the Giant. There's no way in heck the Giants are stupid enough to give him that contract. Even though,
guys, you always ask for more and negotiate down. That's how it works, people. I don't have y'all never negotiated a salary. Like that's how it goes. You
But
go
what if?
high and then you negotiate down. That's what it is. He's gonna
But what
end
if?
up getting 35, maybe 36 mil a year for
So you
for
think
for
Daniel
Daniel
Jones will go
Jones.
lower?
For Daniel
You think
Jones.
Daniel Jones won't go lower, or do you think he's putting his foot down on 40 at minimum? What do you think?
no, for me,
Listen,
he's
like I
at
said, he's
minimum
probably
gonna
gonna end up being at
at
36, 36, 37 mil max. I don't see that. Look, it's all about at the end of the day, who cares about how big the contract is? It's all about the money. If they give him 36, 37 mil a year for a 5 year contract, that's 150 something mil. But if they go ahead and fully guaranteed 100 plus, yeah, he's making money. It's the guaranteed money that you want. It's not the unguaranteed money. Morning color, welcome, buddy. Come up here because I meant to send this. I meant to talk to you yesterday, and I completely forgot. By the way,
yeah. No, no, no. I
send
agree
you
with
some
you,
link
Miss
up
Fins and
here.
EM. To me, I feel that at the minimum he's gonna to realistic at the minimum he's worth 39 million.
I don't
39
even
At the
think he's
million.
minimum,
worth that. I don't think he's worth that.
I
No,
mean, I
but
think 35 for him, sure.
yeah,
But
no,
now let's turn it to Tua. Tua 39 mil a year, 40 mil.
no, he is to me Tua
EM
at the
baller.
max is 32, 30, 32, 35 million. Not the health concerns doesn't justify 100. No way he's getting 120 million guaranteed. You're that
I mean, for
I
five
don't want to
years,
get
that's
into
not
this
too bad.
argument.
That's $20 million a year guaranteed, or what? $22.5 million guaranteed
Oh, okay, okay. Well, when
per year, essentially. If
no,
you were to
because
spend
there's
that over
some of his
5 years,
fans there's there's people saying he's worth 240 to 250 million.
Yeah, that's absurd. But the 120 guaranteed, that's not bad. But then
that's
again,
a
he's not
great
up for an
deal for
extension yet.
for 5 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's not bad at all. This is the problem. How many years are we gonna have a part-time quarterback?
that's the problem, and that's why they're not giving him an extension anytime soon, and that's why they're debating on his 5th year option only, not an extension yet.
That's really it. The part-time quarterback issue is what I have. Everybody gets injured. Please, even Tom Brady missed an entire season because of his ACL tear. But so to me, it's like it's whatever. Who's to say Tua's never is going to stay healthy for the next 10 years and not even have an issue, um, with his body. But at the end of the year, you can't. At the end of the day, you cannot deny that this is a gamble for somebody who you may not be 100% for. That's the part where I'm like, we can't.
And even if he stays
He
healthy, it's still a gamble. Oh,
it
sorry, I
is.
interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, it is. No, it is 100%. I agree 100%. It's not going to be um what do you call it? It's not going to be
It's
essentially
not,
beneficial for us if we get what do you call it? If we get screwed because of his health. And the thing is, we
yeah.
always want cheaper guys, cheaper guys, cheaper guys. But then at the end of the day, it's like, come on, man, how many more cheap can we go and not really get the value out of that contract? That's the problem.
Yeah, no, and
I don't know,
Dolphin
but
and
that's just
Dolphins for life brought up Geno Smith getting four 4 million 35 million. Geno, the way he played last year, maybe justified it, but I agree. The Seattle Seahawks are overpaying, and maybe they're still going to draft draft a quarterback in the first round to sit behind Geno. Maybe they have what is it called in the NFL? Is there in the contracts, Miss Fins? Do teams put where they can actually get out of the contract after a certain amount of years?
I mean, I would think so. It's called void years. After this certain amount of time, you can
So they
cut them and save this much.
Yeah, it's essentially implied based on how the contract is set up. So, how many voidable years is based on how much money are they going to give them at the beginning, how much signing bonus, how much that gets spread out. And if you don't really have that much guaranteed money towards the end of the contract, that's where you have those voidable years, and then you have the what do you call it? The debt cap is not a huge hit. So maybe it went from a debt cap of 20 million down to 5 million. Okay, we can take that debt cap. Let's go ahead and move on. So that's how teams essentially do it, just based on how they structure the contract when it comes to payout. That's
Hey, EM, I want to ask you
literally
a
it.
question. Actually, I've been wanting to ask you this question because I've talked to I've talked to other people uh and other on other platforms about this. Realistically, if it's true that Justin Herbert went to the front office and the ownership to ask for Sean Payton, but they just completely ignored him and kept Brandon Staley. Do you think do you think he still signs it if they offer him a massive contract? Do you still think he resigns with them, or does he? Do you think he goes into free agency to choose where he wants to go?
They
If he
better
goes to
give him.
free agency, he's gonna get, he's gonna get way more money if he goes to free agency. Way more automatically. In my opinion. What do you think, Ian Baller?
Well, with how cheap the Chargers can be, you know, if I was the ownership, I'd give him a blank check and I'm be like, what do you want? Write anything you want. But uh, I think he does resign with them if they're not cheap. But if they continue their cheap ways as a bad ownership with the Chargers, then I could definitely see him going to free agency. So as of right now, I'll say he resigns.
Even after
Yeah,
they ignored him, uh, the ownership and the front office ignored him after he went straight to them. If the reports are true that he went to the front office and the ownership to ask for Sean Payton, and they just ignored him and brought back this coach that basically lost in the playoff game.
I mean,
If they,
I'm sure he was a little like, dang it, you could have upgraded head coach because he felt like it was an upgrade. But I also feel like the ownership is giving Brandon Staley one more year to win a playoff game or more. And then if that doesn't happen, then I think they'll let Herbert choose pretty much the head coach. Like have his opinion, have his fingerprints on who's the next head coach. So I think it was an agreement on let's give Staley one more year. If it doesn't work out, then me and you are going to talk a new head coach.
I agree with you about
Look,
Jose that
58% of you guys, real quick, 58% of you guys said no, the Dolphins should not do the fifth year option. 41% said yes. I'm not surprised at that number, mostly because at the end of the day, the uncertainty and inconsistency is what we have to deal with as fans. We can't have that. At least we can't have that again because we've had that multiple times before. But I got a question
yeah
for the two of you. Go ahead, Anthony, and I'm gonna give you my question.
yeah
Go ahead.
no for me this is what I fear with the Dolphins, that they might do something like that and sign that we're gonna have this whole Tannen situation with two of that. We know the kid can't stay healthy, and we still sign him to the extension like what we did with Tannehill. EM, this is what I fear what the Dolphins are going to do. We're going to keep an injury-prone quarterback like we did with for 7 years, like we did with Tannehill, and stuff like that. That's what scares me. That
Well, people say the same thing about Lamar. Lamar's been injured consistently in the last year. Like,
yeah,
what do you have to say about that?
no, for me, I've been wanting Aaron the whole time. That's why I stay away from Lamar because of the injury concerns. Aaron has stayed healthy besides 1 year. He's he stayed healthy his whole career. Besides 1 year where he missed a whole year because of a torn ACL or a knee surgery, he's been healthy most the fifth 95% of his career.
So are you saying you pretty much agree with me that Aaron Rodgers would be the only available quarterback that would take over the quarterback position for Tua?
I wouldn't say Lamar wouldn't. Honestly, I think Lamar would outright beat Tua as well. Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. But it still be a competition though between Lamar and Tua because, like you said, they have different style plays and they both have injury concerns.
yeah. No, and to me, Tua, of the tape that I've seen of Tua the past few years, he is not the dual threat that we saw coming out of Alabama. He's become more of the Tom Brady and Peyton Peyton Manning type quarterback, where he's a traditional pocket passer. Do you agree, Em?
I never saw him coming out of the draft as a dual threat quarterback. I saw him as a quarterback could who has enough speed to avoid the pass rush, but he's a pass first quarterback, not like Tom Brady. Tom Brady
So,
stays in the pocket. Tua can roll out, do play action, do a little more stuff with his legs.
So he's
Uh,
like in Aaron Rodgers, huh? Like Aaron,
yes,
kind of.
Aaron Rodgers, yes, type athlete, yes.
listen, but quick question because if we're gonna be honest, right now Gino kind of shows me how you can revive your career. You know, with the way that he did and took the Seahawks. He just got his 3 years, 120 million, if I'm not mistaken, or 150 million contract. What do you think when it comes to that contract? Should we be able to give to a similar contract or no?
Yeah, yes, please. That would make me happy if we give Tua the Geno Smith contract instead of the Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes, which some of his fan base believe he actually is worth, which he isn't. Like, let's be honest.
I don't know who's saying that. I'm one of the biggest Tua fans. People call me Tua Nears, but even I was like, that's
No,
hogwash, dude.
no.
No, I
These are
appreciate you, Ian Baller, for actually being objective as a Tua fan, like a super Tua fan. You
Well,
know.
I'm a
no. I'm
Dolphins
talking.
fan, but yeah,
No,
I
I'm
get what
talking
you're saying.
about.
Oh, good. I'm glad you got that corrected.
No,
But what
em.
I'm saying is that people call me a Tua fan. I'm not. I'm a Dolphins fan first.
No, em. I'm talking about the Tua fans that followed him from Alabama that are saying this.
Yeah. I don't really associate with those guys because I'm not an Alabama fan. I'm a Longhorn fan.
Yeah, no,
Oh, I'm a Canes
I'm
fan,
a
so for
Hurricanes
me,
fan. I can't stand those
yeah, I'm
people.
a Canes fan. I hate Alabama. I can't stand Nick
I
Saban.
rather deal with Longhorns fans
I'll take
and
I would take Texas. I'll take the Longhorns and the Bulldogs before I take Alabama. I can't
wait, Miss
stand
Phins. I have a question. Would you rather deal
Alabama.
with Alabama fans or Gator fans?
Oh, Gators fans because I'm a Florida girl. Look, Canes are number one for me. Gators are number two. Seminoles are three. I'm a Florida girl. Okay,
No,
so
no. For
I
me,
will
I
always root for
respect the
Florida before anybody else. Before
look.
anybody else, I'm
I
gonna root for
respect the. For me, I respect the Seminoles. I can't stand Gator fans because they're arrogant as hell. They're arrogant.
Hey,
They're
listen, this is the thing for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know this is a super side note, but when I was growing up, the Canes were winning back-to-back championships. Then the Gators were winning back-to-back championships. Then the Seminoles were winning back-to-back. Like so, for me, I grew up with that deep Florida uh
fandom.
connection when it comes to our college team. So it was huge for me. That's why I am a Florida girl, and the Canes will always be number one for me. But the Gators and the Seminoles will be there too because in every part of my life, they were a huge part in the college in the college world. So
You know, it's funny you should say that. See, I'm the other way around. I can't. It's hard for me to even cheer for Gators or Seminoles. It's hard. It's hard.
No,
It's
I will
very
always
hard.
take any Florida team above any other team anywhere in the country.
And
Yeah.
Anthony, give an example on why Gator fans are why they're arrogant because I don't
And keep
know
it
really any
PG.
Gator fans.
Oh, I
No,
do.
no. I live around Gators fans in Sarasota, and they brag about how they they usually they're the best team in Florida and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I understand you guys
It's not
won
even
championship.
close. It's the Canes. The Canes are the better team
Yeah,
But then the Canes
of
lose
all
to Middle
time.
Tennessee State though.
Yeah, that
no,
is true.
no. But what I'm saying, no,
It's
I
true. It's
understand
true.
that. But when
It's
you
true.
look at the
That happens.
history, when you look at the history, the the
Sorry,
Hurricanes have
Mika.
more national championships than
Yeah,
the
the
Gators.
history there's no comparison.
And then not even just that. If we're gonna be honest, the
We
Canes
have the
have
more
the
talent in
most.
the NFL.
I was just gonna say we have the most Hall of Famers in the NFL. We have the most first round picks in the NFL. I mean, it's just insane. It's
And when you
not
look
even
at and
close.
you in general,
So
when you look at the comparing where Florida State is, where Florida specifically is when it comes to Florida talent, South Florida in general develops all the talent going into the NFL. In general, that that 40-mile radius from West Palm Beach to the Keys develops the most talent into the NFL. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah, and even the Dolphins agree with you because they draft a first round Canes player. When was the last time they drafted a
No,
Florida or a Seminoles player early?
yeah,
n-
and look at this. We got okay. This is gonna be we got EM
Get it
Dolphin fan.
right now. Get it right now, Miss Phins. Get it right now.
The literal god, like one of the godfathers
The
of the
real
Dolphins
and only,
community.
the number one and only, the real EM. We all know this. How you
Yes,
doing, Miss Phins? How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, man. Honestly,
Salute,
just having fun today. Having
salute to
fun
the panel, Anthony and Baller. Salute to you, gentlemen.
Salute to
hey,
you, Dolphin fan.
and baller. Oh
I
man,
don't,
but
I
we
don't, I
are
don't care if he calls me baller. That's fine. You know, it's what he wants to do. It's fine. I
so
have no gripe. I have no beef, no gripe over a Dolphin fan. We
Good
just
I'm
morning.
cheer
If
for the
you
glad.
got that name,
Dolphins.
I
Baller,
am so glad.
there's
I am
only
so
one
glad.
EM. Good morning. Good morning.
to
Hey,
be
I
I
just,
just,
honest,
man,
I just,
what?
I, I
Gentlemen,
just had to say.
is that
So
Esther right there? Is
there's
that Esther
that is
Bingle
that's
right
right.
there?
Hey, listen. I know you're a Florida girl, but I'm a Texas guy, and there's more Longhorns on this roster than there is Hurricanes. So I don't want to hear it. What's up,
nah.
Lewis?
True that, Esther. True that. Let's go. There you
And
go.
is it,
Shout out,
it do
shout out to Ricky Williams.
do 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 my eyes deceive me? Is that the rabid dolphin right there? Is that who that is? Oh, okay. Salute.
The party
Business has
started.
just picked up.
I cannot believe the nonsense I've been hearing for the past hour. This is
I
crazy.
know. Miss Fans, you
Did
should
I
have been Miss Fans, you should have been tucked baller in and tucked him in for the night because he had been sleepwalking. You should have
did,
been put him to sleep.
did
I mean,
did
really,
I
you should
hear
have been put him to bed.
Well,
did, did I hear real
Wah.
quick before I go? Did I hear someone say that it would be a competition between Tua and Lamar Jackson? Is that what I heard?
that
Yeah, you
is,
heard that right.
yeah.
You done
That's
lost your
my
mind.
opinion. If you
You done
want to
lost your
disagree, that's
mind.
fine.
Well,
Sorry, it's
no, you
been like
definitely
4 or 5
yeah,
years since Lamar was an MVP. He's a very great starting quarterback. So is Tua.
right.
I mean, you're calling to a
I hear
great
you.
right now. Is
I
that
hear
what you're
you.
doing, baller?
Mm.
I his upside, yes, he could be great. Yes.
No, no.
Is
You
is
said
Lamar a better
Yeah.
quarterback right now than Tua? Yes,
Absolutely.
but it's
Yes.
not by a mile. It's not by a mile. But yeah,
no, no.
3 miles? Is it by 3 miles?
No, no. I do.
maybe six and a half.
I would tend to somewhat agree
Oh
with
God,
Baller right
no.
now. I think Tua did a lot in year 3 to close the gap in terms of impact on the
Agreed.
field with Tua and Lamar and a lot of these guys we've, compared Tua to in his first 2 years. But, at the end of the day, I still would give an edge to Lamar. I mean, you can't ignore the traits. You can't ignore the physical ability. You can't not ignore that. That is such a
No,
big part of the equation.
you're right. I'm not ignoring it, but I'm comparing Lamar Jackson and Tua in this exact scheme. Like if Tua and Lamar competed in the Ravens offense, obviously Lamar is going to kill Tua in that. But I'm just comparing. I'm not Tua and Lamar are different types of quarterbacks, so we won't know.
Well, just asking real quick because you said that about scheme. You don't believe, in your opinion, that Lamar could run this system? Is that what
Oh,
you're
he
saying?
can he can run the system, but I think Tua is ahead of the curve in this scheme over Lamar Jackson. Lamar's got to learn a completely new scheme, while Tua's already learned this scheme and did well in it in his first year in it.
Yeah. Wait.
I
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool and all to say, but when I hear this narrative, and again, I know EM said he agreed with you, but when I look at it, let's just compare resumes. Has Tua ever led a team to the playoffs?
No, resume Lamar all the way, especially because he's played a lot longer than Tua. I'm not talking about
No,
resumes.
no, no,
I'm
no.
talking
It's a
about
Yeah,
if
a
they
lot
and
of
he
both
was
people
playing.
say
competed.
He was a
There's a
way
one
better
year.
that's
college
1 year.
quarterback too.
There's a 1 year difference in the years
Yeah,
that
I
they
was gonna
played.
say,
So again, are we talking about when we talk about resumes? No, you could put the resumes against each other. The question was, has Tua led a team to the playoffs? The answer is no. Has Tua won
No,
an MVP? Because I heard you say earlier, Ian Baller, well, I would probably, lean towards Tua because he was in the MVP conversation. You're talking about a guy that won an MVP. Bro, this conversation is not even close. And I don't even know why we're even discussing it because if the move was made to get Lamar, Tua would not even be on this
but
team.
did
So
Lamar
there would
win
be
the
no
MVP
conversation.
last year? I'm talking about right now. I'm not talking about 4 years ago when
Did
Lamar
Tua
And
won
right
make
the
the
now,
Pro
and right
MVP.
Bowl?
now, and right now, it's still not close. Lamar Jackson is light years ahead of where Tua is. It's not
Well,
even
Wasn't Lamar
close.
that's your
early on
opinion.
in the year, like the first 5 games, wasn't Lamar in the MVP conversation?
I would
Yes.
say
I
the
mean,
first
really?
4 weeks, yes,
Yeah, the
yeah, he
first four or
was.
5 weeks. Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
again,
but
I
you
w-
still
again,
got
and
to
I
take
w- and
away.
I was even calling Lamar Jackson my MVP prediction, but then other stuff happened.
Well, again, I want to be very clear. I want to be very, very clear. Listen, I will go with Lamar, but at the end of the day, you still have to give to his credit for what he did last year. He closed the gap between he and a lot of those guys that we've compared him to, a lot of those upper tier guys. Credit to him, but at the end of the day, 1 year apart, 1 year difference in between the two players in age. And Lamar is the more accomplished guy. Lamar has his ceiling is so much higher than Tua's. There's no way in the world if you got an option, if you got a legitimate chance to go in either direction, Lamar is available. Obviously, Tua is still on the roster. There is no way under the sun you would sit here and just stand pat and say, you know what, I'm
That
just
is
gonna
nonsense.
definitively go with
That is
Tua.
nonsense
There's no way.
So
Coming from Tua Judas up in here. Listen, yeah, he closed the gap. He closed the gap, but they can just as well open that
Listen at
gap
this
right
fool.
back
Listen at this
up
fool.
and put some distance between them and Tua. That easy. At the snap of a finger, it can happen just like that.
yeah,
Tua can do what he does, shoot himself in the foot, and those guys outperform him. And we ain't even talking about a close quarterback competition at all.
yeah.
That's
EM and
fair.
Lewis.
I totally agree.
EM Dolphin and Lewis. I have a question for
Just
you
say the
guys.
real EM. Just say the goddamn real EM. Anthony, just say the real. Everybody know what it is. The real ones know what
Yeah,
time
he's
it is.
talking to
Just say
me.
the
He's
real
talking to
EM.
me. He's talking to me.
It's
Just
baller,
say the real EM. The real ones know
baller,
what time it is.
and Tua Judas.
The OG.
Yeah.
I'll call you the OG
The
EM.
real EM. The real EM. Just leave it at that. Go ahead.
No. What I'm saying, like, would you think Lamar? I'm taking away Tua. The two guys that were rumored to trade for, taking the money away. Is Lamar like an Aaron Rodgers where he can run any system, or does he have to have a specific system around him to be successful? Lamar specifically.
Well, I think Lamar, I mean, if you look at his physical skill set, I mean, you could say, well, he's pretty much scheme transcendent, really. But I will say it's kind of difficult to really judge Lamar on what, what system really fits him, what would be best for him. Because number one, I hadn't had it. I don't watch Lamar every week. I don't watch Lamar all 22 for the most part. So, but if you're going by traits, if you look at his arm strength, you look at his release point, you look at his athleticism, mechanically, Lamar is not as refined as a guy like Tua or Tom Brady, but he don't have to be. Generally, guys that are more talented, bigger arms, they generally don't have to be so sound mechanically, right?
I said
Because
Aaron. I said Rodgers. I didn't say
or Aaron.
Brady.
Well, no, I brought up Brady. I know I heard you. You said Aaron Rodgers, but it's just difficult for me to give you a definitive answer because I just hadn't watched enough Lamar. But if you look at his traits, his physical ability, his overall application, you can say he is. You can put he's scheme diverse. I would say that, but I can't say that
You know,
100% because
you
I
know
just
why
haven't
that
watched
is.
enough from him.
You know why that is? Why you know why you feel that way? Because I I think, in my opinion, I think Tua's pretty close to his ceiling. If he just stays healthy, I think he's very close to his ceiling. I think the only thing he could add, yeah, he's not that fast, but timely running to his game would definitely help out Tua a whole lot more. I've always said it, like
But you,
Steve Young and Brett Favre, they weren't the fastest guys, but they were timely about it. They knew when to take off. But I believe that Lamar Jackson still hasn't hit his ceiling. I still feel that he's got another gear that he can hit. I think he can still. I
I would
think he can
agree.
still be
I'd agree with
better.
that.
I
I
think
would
he can
agree with
still be
that.
better than what he is now.
Well, a
I think.
question, guys, because real quick, Em, because this is very interesting in my opinion here. I want to get you guys' take. If we were to go ahead and even up the playing field, let's say that we had both players. Let's say we already had Lamar here, we had Tua here, and they were both doing a QB competition. Do we need more or less in the offensive line for either of those two players? Do you think with this O line that Lamar can still perform, or do you still think it needs to be upgraded? And the same question for Tua. Do you think we need to upgrade it for Tua, or do you think that Tua will still be able to perform? Let's say if we changed nothing in the O line, brought back Shell, and continued with Tehran.
I would let Lewis answer it because you know he's going to tell you the truth. Lewis, I don't think it's
Rabbit,
even a
Yeah,
question. It's even a question. It's obvious.
I think for the most part, yeah, you would want to upgrade the O line no matter what the quarterback position is, whoever's playing quarterback. But if you're asking me right now who needs it more, it would probably be Tua. I think, and again, going back to last year, you look at the time where Tua was injured. None of those plays came from the offensive line. It was either Tua holding on to the ball long, or him falling, I guess, in Green Bay, if people want to call
Running
that a
outside the
concussion.
pocket.
And bro, the only one that really Tua I could even blame Tua for was Cincinnati, where he held the ball on too long. Buffalo, it was just a late hit by Milano and whatever. And then Green Bay, it was just a regular. It
facts.
was a regular hit. So, bro, in my opinion, like I think Lamar would. Again, you want to upgrade the O line, but Lamar could play
Mhm.
behind this offensive line. There's no doubt, bro. Look at how many games last year, and this is when I hear you got to change the whole system for Lamar. What? Because or Skyler in the game that on a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, we would and be able to make a play. If that's Lamar Jackson, he's not only getting you those 5 or 6 yards for the first down, he's probably making a 15, 20-yard play out of it. And I just think when you put both players, right? Tua is the better pocket passer in general, right? Okay, cool. Lamar's the better athlete, right? They both have injury concerns. So basically, if everything is even
True.
at that point, for me, I'm just going with the most dynamic player. And that's when there's no question or competition. The more dynamic
And
player would be Lamar Jackson.
and I would say this, like a lot of people, they're floating out this narrative that you would have to change the entire system for Lamar, and people are saying, well, Tua's a better pocket passer. Well, I will say this. Sure, the perception of Lamar right now is that he's more run first as opposed to the other way around, which, yeah, again, some of that is true. But again, has Lamar had guys a collection of talent that can get open as fast as Waddle and Tyreek Hill, to where, again, where he's forced in Baltimore, we know the lack of weaponry that he's had on on the perimeter. We all know that. So you can make a legitimate case can be made that Lamar, in a lot of situations in Baltimore, he would have to get outside the pocket and consistently extend plays, right? And wait and buy his receivers more time so that they can possibly get open. So it goes both ways. So, but at the end of the day, when you're comparing the two players, there's not much of a conversation needs to be had. I think Lamar, again, just like we, before the at the start of the season, when a lot of people like Baller were calling, Mike McDaniel is genius and he's going to be so impactful on Tua, et cetera, and he was to a large degree. Why? I don't understand why a lot of our fan base, if the Dolphins are to acquire Lamar Jackson, why they don't have that same confidence that he can have that same level of impact on Lamar from within the pocket as he did with Tua.
I never said that. I never said that he would have to completely change his offense, because he has used a dual threat quarterback before. What I
I
would
never
say
said you
about
said that. What
I know I'm just addressing that.
Okay,
I'm not the one that's saying that. But what I would say quickly is that he would have to add more quarterback runs, and obviously Lamar would have to learn a new system. That's all. It wouldn't be completely different.
No matter what. Again, back to your question about the O-line, Ms. Phins. I think the O-line is fine. They just have to stay healthy. If all 5 guys come back, right? And because we all know when that O-line was healthy, in terms of rankings, I don't know where they were ranked, but they were a hell of a lot better than what we've seen.
19.
No, I'm talking about when healthy. I would love to see the statistics when healthy, when all 5 guys are in,
that's where we were. That's where we were ranked when we were healthy. 19.
19th. Okay, well,
you don't think we should add one more in free agency?
Left guard for me.
Yes, I agree.
If you ought to do that, left guard would be the target, because I'm not comfortable with Austin Jackson, but I think the combination, another year of development for Jackson, and you bring back Brandon Shell, I think that's serviceable enough at right tackle. But at the end of the day,
I agree.
At the end of the day, the priority should be, it's not necessarily the focus should be with Mike McDaniel in this offseason is to get that run game where it needs to be. Because to me, that's going to protect your quarterback as much as anything.
Hey, Lewis.
Yeah, go ahead, Tony.
Oh, I never got your answer what I asked EM earlier. Do you think a guy like Lamar is he a scheme transcendent quarterback like you see with an Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady, where they no matter the scheme they're successful, or is Lamar the type of quarterback that needs a certain type of scheme?
I think Lamar is just a dynamic quarterback. I think you're doing an injustice if you're asking to compare Lamar to like an Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. I don't think Lamar will ever be at that level of those guys, right? But Tom Brady could never do what Lamar Jackson does, neither, or Aaron Rodgers. I just think they're 2 different players.
He might, Lou. You never know. You never know, bro. He's only 26 years old, man.
Well, yeah, and again, I would never say never, but I'm just saying from when I look at this scheme, and I just think you insert Lamar Jackson with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and we're always talking about, these guys are going to do a great job for Tua opening up the field and for the running game, and it will be open. Well, bro, I don't give a damn, because all these running backs or whatever, bro, there's not a person in the NFL that I would rather have the ball in their hands with nothing but green grass in front of them, and that's Lamar Jackson. And we've seen that consistently all year long. That
I'll take Hurts too.
Well, even Jalen Hurts. But again, Jalen Hurts, this is the problem that I'll have with Jalen Hurts, Ms. Phins. I'll be honest. Jalen Hurts doesn't run out of bounds. And he's more put his shoulder into you. I don't know how long Jalen Hurts lasts. We see it with Josh Allen. We see it with Cam Newton. That's a Jalen Hurts. When I look at Lamar runs, bro, Lamar doesn't take big hits when he runs.
He's like Michael Vick.
Can anyone tell me the last time you seen a highlight from Lamar when he was running and was like, he just got lit up? Because I don't remember that.
That's what I'm saying. He's like Michael Vick.
I think Lamar can last. I think Lamar can last a lot longer in this league than a Josh Allen, Cam Newton, Jalen Hurts type running quarterback.
Yeah,
That's just
no,
my
and
opinion.
this is why
Well,
I'm saying Lamar is Lewis. This is why I'm saying Lamar to me is a carbon copy almost of Michael Vick. Basically, he's Michael Vick.
You know,
I wouldn't say
bring Lamar into this equation.
carbon copy, but very similar. Yeah, I could totally see that. This is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and by ladies and gentlemen, we have ladies in the chat too. As far as Lamar and the Dolphins, as far as we're gonna find out everything today because today is the deadline for the tag. At 4 p.m., if you guys didn't know or didn't know, teams have to tag players by no later than today, 4 p.m. This is going to be great because right now we already seen players get tagged left and right. We saw Tony Pollard get tagged. We saw Josh Jacobs get tagged. I'm sure there's going to be even more. I mean, I'm checking Twitter to see if there's any updates or anything like that, but I'm sure we're going to see even more players getting tagged today because teams are going to want to. I heard that they might even tag Saquon Barkley. As far as when it comes to the QBs, though, because let's be honest, as much as we may want Lamar, the Dolphins are more likely to keep Tua and not pursue Lamar than anything else. With that being the case, which other player do you think the Dolphins would be? And I'm talking big time player. Do you guys think the Dolphins would bring in, regardless of the position? Let me start with EM Dolphin fan.
Real quick,
Oh, go
Miss
ahead.
Spence, before we move on, because I was trying to say something, but my Bluetooth kicked in.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even hear you. Go ahead. You sound very low.
What about now?
Perfect. Go ahead.
So, okay, so what I was going to say was, if you bring Lamar in, I would like to retain the services of one Mike Gesicki. I would like to see them two play together because you got the defense thinking about this guy's legs and arm, and I believe it'll create opportunities for somebody like Gesicki. And who cares if he doesn't block good? I mean, I don't care. I would like to. I think he's going to be. Those two would be a really good pair together. I would love to see tight end like Gesicki be able to play with Lamar.
And as far as I hear, I mean Dalton Schultz is available. So is Darren Waller. And they're coming up for contracts. It looks like Schultz is going to be released, if not traded. Darren Waller looks like he same situation, and I don't think either of them is going to. Well, I know Schultz won't get tagged, but as far as Waller, he was set to reset the market. And I remember this conversation 2 years ago for the tight ends, but then he got injured this year. So there are plenty of tight ends available out there that would actually make a huge difference. Why do you think? Do you think Mike Gesicki would actually even take a deal to make that happen? Because I don't know. I know he wants to stay, but I don't know if the Dolphins are willing to still keep him scheme wise.
I mean, we're talking about bringing all these other guys in. Why not just keep one of our own? But I mean, if you got Darren Waller, yeah, I'm going with him.
So
If you can make that
you going with
happen,
him?
but I mean, that's too much money. It's too much. I don't think we could afford him, to be honest. I'd be all right with keeping second.
Yeah, I mean, hey, obviously y'all know I'm Team Gesicki, so I will
Team
keep
get
him.
sexy.
Exactly, Team Gesicki, so I will keep him no matter what because I still think he's a weapon. But
That
as
sounds
far
real fruity to me. That sounds real fruit, a little too fruity for me.
hey, it's what I call him. Okay, I call him Mike
Not
Gesicki.
you. I'm talking about baller over there.
Hey.
You got that big.
Sus, maybe.
He got that big bowl of fruity pebbles sitting in front of him right now as we speak.
Nah, I'm at work drinking a cup of coffee.
It's a cup of coffee.
I'm
There
a
you go.
grown man. I work for a living, bro.
But no, listen, as far as so yeah, I think that that's going to be very interesting in what we see as far as the tight end is concerned. But as far as any other players, big time players, who do you think? Start with EM Dolphin fan, OG, triple OG.
Well, I think linebacker is if the Dolphins are targeting a position to be like aggressive, like ultra aggressive, I think linebacker is going to be the target, the focus. I think. Um, I just think with Vic Fangio, he puts a lot of he requires a lot from that position in his within the confines of his structure, and I just think that is going to be the focus. Now, if you want to be specific about a player, if you were put a gun to my head as we're speaking right now, I would say I would lean more towards Bobby Wagner being
Thank
the
you.
player, right?
Heck
Because I'm hearing
yeah,
a
I
lot of
want
chatter with
Bobby.
him. I'm hearing a lot of chatter with him surrounding him and linking him in the Dolphins. I think shortly behind linebacker is going to be safety, and we all know, the cast of characters that will be available. So, I think the primary focus, will be linebacker, and in a close second will be safety.
Yeah, to me, and I've been clamoring for middle linebacker for I don't know the last 2 years. I know if we want to solidify that middle, it's gonna have to be with that middle linebacker. And I've been clamoring for that middle linebacker, and because I think that's gonna relieve a lot of pressure from our defense. And Tyndall was supposed to be that guy. He's still developing. I still want him to develop. I still think he's, a little bit rougher around the edges, but I think with more time and more playing time, he's going to be able to develop into a player for the future for us. However, we need somebody now with this window that we have to win the Super Bowl. So I'm with you. As far as Bobby Wagner, to me, he's my number one choice when it comes to players that I would want, even before Lamar. If I'm gonna be honest with you, because I just know my team, and we're the Dolphins. So even though I want them to get Lamar, I think it is gonna be an upgrade. I want to upgrade every position. You know what I mean? As far as the Dolphins are concerned, when it comes to that particular position, Bobby Wagner to me is gonna be the easiest one for us to be able to put into this team. And now having Vic Fangio, I think that would really entice some of these free agents to come over here to the team. But besides him, let's say we lose him like we did Roquan, who else do you think might actually be another possible linebacker?
Well, for me, Miss Phins, I'll be honest, and I get Bobby Wagner. I get why he's a good get, and he would be, right? But for me, it's Tremaine Edmonds out of Buffalo. You take that guy away from a divisional opponent. He's 25 years old, I believe. He'll be getting into his prime now. And just for your last point, Miss Fins, about Vic Fangio. Bobby Wagner, he's going to be set in his ways. He's a great middle linebacker, first ballot Hall of Famer. I get it. But you can't mold him. Go get me a 25-year-old athletic freak at the middle linebacker position, 6'5", 250, right? Go sideline to sideline and let Vic Fangio mold him. Again, you can go down the list of linebackers that Vic Fangio has worked with. I get the fascination with Bobby Wagner, and again, that would be my second choice, but my first one is Tremaine Edmonds. Go get me a much younger, athletic linebacker to
Well,
mold with this team.
I think, and we talked about this privately, Lou. I agree with you. I'm a big Tremaine Edmonds fan, but I think the Dolphins, they have a certain amount of money they're going to spend in free agency, and they're going to be players, right? But I just think they're going to look in terms of free agency. They're going to attack free agency from the perspective of quantity, not necessarily quality. So I think Edmonds, he's going to require 15 to 18 million, and I just don't think the Dolphins would rather, if they're going to invest 15 to 18 million, they'd rather spend that on two players, not just one.
I think I agree with EM. I believe Wagner would be a target, and I also believe Lavonte David from Tampa Bay will also be a target.
well, you know
That's
that we
my.
want
I
we
mean,
go bargain shopping anyways.
yeah, that's who I would go with.
Ian Baller, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna give my answer the question when they were
Go
done. No
ahead.
rush at all. But yeah, middle linebacker and safety are the two biggest needs, obviously. And Bobby Wagner and I was going to say Levante David, but he beat me to it. Are the two middle linebacker targets because they're not going to ask for as much as Edmonds, but they're also very good. They're veterans and they're smart. And Big Banjo would love either one of them. And obviously, safety is a big need. I like Brandon Jones, but I would definitely upgrade the safety position. Von Bell, Jordan Poyer, or Jesse Bates.
Let me add this: if I had my choice for safeties, my choice would be Chauncey Gardner Johnson out of Philly. That's my guy. You know, you pair him again. Um, Diverse player, can play, can interchange from the free to the strong. You can line him up in a box, can blitz. One of the more hard hitting safeties in the league. I just think if you pair him with Javon Holland, you will have the best safety tandem in the league by far. And I'm hearing there's a lot of, interest from the Dolphins perspective, but I think he's going to be he might, well, Philly might, I don't know if they're going to tag him or not, but I think he might be, there's a lot of interest from the Dolphins from what I'm hearing, but I just think he's going to be a little too pricey for the Dolphins. And, but if I had my choice at safety, it would be him.
Morning, Jarvis.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
kind of why I didn't mention him because I do think he's too pricey. And same with Jesse Bates. Even though I mentioned him, he would be too pricey. So Von Bell and Jordan Poyer are my two safeties that are very great, very good safeties that would fit this scheme very well. And they'll cost money, but not that much.
So as far as because to me that's the most important position in my opinion would be the middle linebacker. As far as safety, I'm not too concerned, even though obviously we do need it. So I'm not gonna say that we don't. We do need it. However, I'm not as concerned as I am with safety as I am with the middle linebacker because it's been a need consistently for the last 3 years. And we're not gonna deny that because we know this. I mean, it is what it is. The reason why I prefer Bobby Wagner is because I think that having a veteran is going to be able to develop our younger players, i.e., Tyndall, like I was mentioning earlier. But at the end of the day, I'm not really too worried about the contracts because I know that Greer, when it comes to contracts, he's actually pretty good at setting up contracts that will be team friendly. The only issue is how is that going to affect us long term? Because to, if I'm not mistaken, Manzano's points earlier, we're going to have a lot of guys come up in about a year or two for contracts. Can we pay all those people? You know
What
what I mean?
about what about something else that's being floated out there quite often is the running back position? Like, what if Mostert doesn't come back? Like, what do you do? What do you do? I've been hearing Kareem Hunt, and I don't know if they're going to draft somebody and with that first pick in the second round, but I don't know, man. I mean,
I wouldn't draft a running back, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Kareem Hunt.
I don't think
You
we
would
need to
you wouldn't
draft a
draft
running
one?
back. I would not draft one.
I would draft one in the third or fourth round, but not
Really,
with the second
really,
round
this
pick
fans.
though.
Well, I mean, we need body. We have no running backs under contract right now.
I know we have no I understand we have no running backs right now and this is okay, so let me tell you why I say no. And the reason being is I don't trust the Dolphins with the running back position, just like I don't trust the Dolphins with the tackle position when it comes to drafting. We suck at drafting tackles, and we do. Please tell me the last tackle we've drafted that was drafted, not paid tons of money for, that has actually panned out.
Jake
And when it
Long,
I
comes
would
Jake
say
Long, Jake
Okay,
Long.
I agree.
he's the only one that I
Yeah.
would say. But how many first round picks have we used on tackles to land to date long? A
No,
bunch.
that's fair. That's fair.
So
Jawan
that's
James was
why.
okay. Jawan James was okay.
I agree with you on one thing that
Oh
you
wait,
Yeah,
Larry
he
Tunsil
was.
was a
not
Juwan
tackle.
James was
confident.
all right. He was all right.
Larry Tunsil was a tackle. He worked out.
No,
We
I
didn't even
agree
keep
with
him. We used him for something else.
Yeah,
Again,
we got more value out of him.
my point is, for the team, we still didn't even use him. So that's why I don't trust the team when it comes to tackles. But that's just me. This is what I've experienced with the Dolphins when it comes to draft positions. And another draft position I don't think we're good at is running backs. I don't think we're good at drafting running backs. For some
But we
reason, I
haven't
don't know
really
why.
drafted running backs though. We haven't really drafted them though.
not high.
Not with
We
high
had
picks. Not high.
not high. We
Yeah, we
if you
drafted them in the
if
sixth and
you
seventh round, not high.
if you take the time out to actually, I
So
think
you're
like
cutting
last
out.
year everybody got productive. Okay, it's like
And also, Miss Fins, they've been worse. I mean,
if
you
you
can make a case they've been just as bad trying to sign free agents, running backs as opposed to drafting. So you know, I would rather go to cheap rate. Okay, if they're terrible at drafting a position, I'm gonna go the cheap route, and that's the draft. Later in the draft, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna go that route as opposed to investing a lot of money in free agency and missing on these guys.
Well, that was
You
to my
forget
next
about
point.
Jordan Howard. You forget about Jordan Howard, Chase Edmonds recently.
I don't remember. I don't forget those. But that's actually goes back to my point. Is I'd rather just re-sign the guys that we had in the building.
No
I
That's
Drew.
would
that's
I love
resign the guys
Dolphins.
that
Yeah,
we have in the
I'm good with
building,
that.
but
I'm good with
also
that.
drafting a
that's
guy
what
in the third or fourth
Yeah,
round.
right. I'm gonna draft. I'm gonna draft a running back as well, though. So I'm good with running it back, but you definitely need to draft one, maybe even two, maybe find. Hopefully, it can strike gold in the undrafted free agent pool. But yeah,
heck. I trust them more
you
with the
definitely need a cheaper
undrafted pool
option.
than I trust. Sorry, I trust them more in the undrafted pool than I do in them drafting a player. I mean, I don't understand it, to be
And
honest with you.
Gaskins was a good player. Gaskins wasn't a bust, especially for a seventh round pick. I mean,
No, but
I think
late,
he.
but late. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a
Oh,
running
you
back
mean
that is not
okay? You mean
spending.
drafting them high? You mean draft? I
Oh
get it.
yeah,
I'm
no,
with
I'm
you. I'm
not
with you.
spending a first or second round pick on
Yeah,
a
I'm
running
with
back.
you.
Like
I'm
three,
not
four
wasting.
seasons, my nigga.
It's
Yeah,
That's
I
just
what
not
agree
you
with
get.
happening.
that.
That's how
I
you
agree
No,
with
buy
that. Like,
jewelry.
I would say third,
I
But
don't
fourth, or
trust
connections,
them
fifth
at
round.
man.
all.
Yeah,
But if it's a fifth,
But
a six,
but
okay,
I
fine.
don't agree. I don't agree with drafting them high. But when you look at the overall team, we're pretty much there where we can start thinking outside the box, and you have a better chance now more than ever to hit on a running back that'll actually give you production that you bring in as a rookie in the second round. And of all the years, I would not have done it, but this is the year that if they're gonna do it, I'm not gonna be mad about it. I looked at I look at the production that a lot of these teams got from these first year running backs last year, and these running backs that are coming out of college are really good. So you're going to get production out of a guy. Don't be scared to look at the valuation of the guy and believe your eyes and see that you can have him work out for your team in the NFL. At some point, if you want production out of that position, you're going to need to draft one, and you're going to need to draft one high. I normally don't say that, but since we're going to sit here and sit on our hands with Tua is what it looks like, I would
Yep.
do it.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, look at Pacheco for Kansas City. He came out of nowhere. Let's be real. They
man,
took a chance on him.
we missed on that kid. Man,
We missed on
he
him
would be perfect for
for
this
this
team.
team.
Perfect.
Exactly why I mentioned him, and he's
Mm.
one of the key examples. I mean, heck, we missed on Jonathan Taylor too, if we're gonna be honest. But there have been so many opportunities where we have been in place to make these players, and we haven't pulled the trigger. And that's the part when it comes to the Dolphins and the drafting that I just don't understand. When we have an actual need, we can take advantage of that that pick, and we don't for a player that actually will be effective with what we need. And we end up overpaying again. We overpay in the draft by moving up, Liam. We overpay in the draft by moving up in different players, and then them not panning out. And anybody that tells me that the Dolphins defensive players we've drafted weren't on Flores, then I don't know what you're looking at, because you can tell those defensive players which are still here and they're actually good hit. They're good hits. Come on, Flores had a huge impact on that. Now we have these younger players, these younger corners. Thankfully, Trill, he'll be healthy. We'll be able to use him in this new year. But he's still got to develop too. We still got to see what he has. I just don't necessarily trust the Dolphins to make the right pick when it comes to those two positions, when it comes to tackle or running back. Hopefully, we will. I do agree that it's cheaper to draft somebody. Good morning, Zipper. But I don't trust him to make the right decision on a guy when we've had really good players and we've been in the position to get him and we haven't. We haven't consistently. So that's just me. That's just what I think specifically when it comes to that. And right now with this tag situation, there's gonna be a lot of players not getting tagged today. That's a lot. There's gonna be available
The
players,
the
but
deadline is today, right? Isn't the
yeah,
deadline 4 p.m. today?
yep.
Yeah,
The
it's today.
deadline for tag is today at 4 p.m. And this is the thing. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, we're gonna have to overpay for this free agent. We're gonna have to overpay." Not necessarily, guys. People forget we still have who don't want to live in Florida, South Florida for that matter. A B with the taxes situation, they already know they're gonna keep most of their money. If we're gonna be honest, so we have a lot of things that we have. We have a young roster that we do. We got a couple pieces that are older veterans, which
And we're a
everybody
team on the rise. I
exactly.
think we're the envy of the league right now. I think a lot of players, again, like you heard Bobby Wagner when they announced that he and the Rams were parting ways, and he said, well, they asked him, what, where did he want to go, and what would be, you know, what would influence his decision the most, and he said that, I want to win, priority. So to all the things that you just highlighted about being in Florida, being in Miami, in general. But again, to piggyback off that, the status of the team, we're in complete win now mode. Why wouldn't a player, not just Bobby Wagner, but a lot of these veteran players, when they
Mhm.
look at this roster, no matter who's at quarterback, right? It could be Lamar or Tua. I think a lot of teams are.
Yeah,
I think around the feeling around the NFL is that the Dolphins are a legit team on the rise, and they look at this team, they look at this roster, and combine that with all the things you just highlighted. Miami is the most attractive destination, in my opinion.
Yeah, and
exactly.
Tron Armstead is a great example. Oh, sorry, Miss Fins, but I was
No,
saying
go
Tron
ahead, go
Armstead
ahead,
is
go
a
ahead.
Tron Armstead is a great example. Fans thought we would have to pay him 18 to 21, but no, I think we like 15 a year around that.
I think it's 15, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you
So
look at that, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I'm done. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, well, I was just going to add to your point that the veterans are willing to take pay cuts, guys. At the end of the day, you get into a certain point where it's like, now, okay, now I want rings. What team is going to be able to get me there? And this is credit to Tua, what I'm about to say. Tua showed that even if we did, which we probably will, 97% of the chance we will roll with Tua this year. It's okay because he showed that he can do it. You know what I mean? He showed that when healthy, when he gets his stuff going, he can do it. And that right there shows you that even if we were to take a chance on 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 this team and those veterans come over here, they know they still have a chance. Now we got Vic Fangio, who's a veteran coach, has been a head coach before. You know he's been DC pretty much everywhere, and that experience alone, a player will look at this and say, "Well, I'm saving money. I got a great location. My family's gonna love it. I got a young team, a fun team." And on top of that, too, I got a young creative head coach and a veteran seasoned defensive coordinator. So, yeah, this is a team that it's only missing a couple pieces to make a deep run. With a seventh round rookie, guys, we almost took down uh um the number one rated team and what's the odds team to go into the Super Bowl, which is the Bills, with a seventh round rookie, guys. If that doesn't tell you that the upside for the Dolphins is up, I don't know what else can tell you. With a seventh round rookie, and we literally almost beat the Bills. And if it wasn't for a mismanagement by the head coach, let's be real, and a couple of passes, we would have been at least in the divisional round when it came to the playoffs this past year. So this is a team where people are willing to pay because they see it's going in the right direction. We have the players, a couple pieces here and there, and this team is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And let's be real. We know the Patriots in the AFC East. The Patriots are a hot mess. They don't have a quarterback. They got Mac Jones. They're still developing him. They got Zappy as a backup. Yes, they're still developing him, but they're a hot mess. A. Then you got the Jets that apparently nobody wants to go to New York. I'm not, I'm not even surprised. Who would want all the heckling out of the New Yorkers and all the stress of the New York media for what?
And they take a lot of your money that they
Exactly. Exactly. So you can get this massive contract and end up getting not even half of it because you got state, federal, city, county, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm losing more money than I am taking in. So who wants that stress to go to New York? And then we have the Bills, which I know right now everybody's is pointing King Henry to go over there. If they get him, oh God, that'd be a problem. I'm not even gonna lie. That's gonna be a problem if they get Derrick Henry. But even then, we know we can beat the Bills. They're no longer the big bad bully of the AFC in the last AFC East in the last couple years. So these couple changes we make, guys, we are the best team in the AFC East. And the Bills are right there. It's like 1A, 1B. And right now we just got a couple pieces. And I'm talking with Tua. If we upgrade the QB position, forget it. We already know we're gonna win the division. So even upgrading the QB position is it's an automatic. We will be winning the division. But even with Tua, I truly believe that the pieces that we need is not that far off based on the players we already have. I don't know. What do you think? Am I far off when I say that?
I honestly don't
No,
think
I
you're
think
that
you're
far
spot
off.
on. I
Oh,
think
go
you're
ahead.
spot on. And I think, I will say, my bad, baller. Um, I will say this. I wouldn't even stop at the AFC East level. I'm talking about in the AFC in general. I think this team, if they make those additions that we kind of, we talked about earlier on defense, I think the offense is pretty much set. I mean, again, if I, they do need to tweak a few things, and we mentioned left guard being the biggest, issue
Hmm.
offensively. But if they are able to stack this defense right the way that we think they are, and under Vic Fangio's tutelage, I mean, I truly believe the sky's the limit for this team, and not just AFC East relevancy. I'm talking about in the NFL in general. The Dolphins will be a top 3 to 4 team, come the start of the season if they are to make those those changes and those tweaks to the roster that we talked about earlier.
That would be. I mean, what did you have to say, baller?
Well, I was going to say pretty much everything he said. I totally agree with that sentiment. Like, we're not far off. And yeah, in AFC in general, we're right there. We just got to add a few things. And obviously, Vic Banjo putting a stamp on this defense is going to help a lot. But I do got a quick question for you and even the panel.
Okay.
Um, so, with all those things that you said about how attractive a team the Dolphins can be, do you think the NFLPA report card is a factor for these upcoming free agents since it's the first time they did something like this?
Absolutely, because if I'm not mistaken, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, this was purely player driven. So it was straight up asking the players, rate your team.
And
These guys
Dolphins were second.
these guys, they all know each other. They all talk to each other. Come on, man. We know they all talk to each other. And at the end of the day, they're not only gonna be talking about their home stadium, they're also gonna talk about the away stadiums too. And the fact that we're number two, and from what I heard, and I could be wrong, from what I heard, we weren't even that far off from being number one.
We
So
we
if
weren't because our lowest grade was a C plus in like treatment of families, and then we had an A
yeah,
in team travel, and then A plus everything else. Everything else A
so
plus.
from that being said, honestly, if you have the players being happy, you got the team being happy, you're getting showered. Why would I want to go to anywhere else where I'm not getting treated where I want to get treated at? And the family part, I'm sure that's going to be taken care of now that everybody saw it. So I'm not even worried about that. You know, it's going to get better.
I don't
But
even know why we got a C plus in
this,
that because we got a daycare. So, but
no, it's
whatever.
not just the daycares, ticket sales, and a bunch of other stuff that goes
Oh,
into
okay,
that.
fair, fair.
But with that being said, I think that even makes to EM Dolphin fans point that this is even more of an attracting a destination for veterans and people when they're attracted to a place, they're more likely to take a team friendly deal. I mean, you don't gotta do a 3 year a deal. You can maybe do a 2 year. Have the second year be an option for the team. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to structure this that I know that part. I fully trust Greer when it comes to structuring deals that are gonna be team friendly and getting some of these veteran players that we are gonna need. Let's not lie, people. We are gonna need them because we have a short window. We honestly we have this year, next year, and possibly maybe the year after that. I think that's gonna be very, very important. And having that grade is just gonna be another cherry on top for sure. I don't know. What do you think, Anthony? Anthony, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Maybe he's not there
Yeah,
because
he's
his
probably
mic
right
is not muted, but he's nothing's
I
going
think
out.
you put the wrong person to sleep, Miss Fins.
there.
You were the
Thank
one that
you.
was saying I was
Appreciate
sleepwalking. Nah, Anthony's sleepwalking right now.
You put the wrong one to sleep. You know who the one you should have put, but I ain't gonna go there.
Nah, I ain't going to sleep when we talking Dolphins. Come on, I love
Battle of the
Dolphins.
EMs. Okay, got it. I can't. But okay, and I don't get to talk to you guys that often, obviously. But I do have another question for you guys, which is another thing that I was gonna say here. As far as Vic Fangio, because this is gonna be huge. Do you think? Be honest with me. Do you think it was brought here as a kind of a twofer, solidify the defense, and also, if it doesn't work out with McDaniel, maybe perhaps step into that role? Or is this just
Go ahead. You
conspiracy
go ahead,
theories I'm
baller.
hearing?
All right, I'll go first. So I don't think it's a twofer. I think Vic Fangio. I don't know if he said this by word, but I heard that he has said in the past, recently, not far past, but recently, that he wants to be the head coach of the defense. He doesn't want to be the overseer of everything. So I think he's very happy and content, especially with how much he's getting paid. I think he's very happy and content
True.
with his role as the head coach of the defensive coordinator, and McDaniel will focus on the offensive play calling, and he'll focus more on time management and focus less on the defense. So I think McDaniel's happy. I think Banjo's happy, and if it somehow doesn't work out with McDaniel, we'll see. I don't think Vic Banjo is going to be a head coach. So yeah.
What about you, Ian? What you got?
Well, to your question, was he brought here specifically for a 2-for-1? No, because I think McDaniel's the one who's been actually, banging the table for him since they hired him. He wanted to bring him in, with first year. So, but I will say this: in the event that McDaniel underwhelms, falls on his face, we don't meet expectations, etc. It's beneficial from the Dolphin standpoint that if you do have to make a move at the head coach, you got a guy, with the resume of Vic Fangio having obviously, at the coordinator level as well as the head coach level, they can easily, transition to him either temporarily or maybe even long term. So I think, more than likely that's not going to happen. Hopefully that won't be, we won't, that there's not even a remote possibility of that happening, because if that would mean this season would have been a
Agreed.
disaster. So with that being said,
Agreed.
yeah, just again, like I said, having him there, right? And I agree with everything for the most part. Baller, excuse me, Baller said,
Ah, you almost said it. You almost said it.
and
He didn't get you though. He didn't.
so I agree with everything he said, but no, I don't think he was brought here specifically for that,
He has
though.
a bowl.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But you hear these rumors and things like that. So you always want to dispel them. But gentlemen, I'm getting ready to go because I know this has been a lot of fun, and everybody and their moms is like live right now, which is okay because I don't care. I still got you awesome fans and you awesome
And,
panelists
and
here.
and
But
this is, by the way, this is the number one Dolphin morning show on YouTube.
thanks.
Y'all show some respect. Hit the like
Damn.
button. Y'all get Miss Fins to 1,000 subscribers. Let's make that happen for us. So at the end of the day, hey, I'm gonna have to get out of here, get back to work too as well, Miss Fins. Salute to you, mate. Thank you for having me on the show. And Anthony, be good, bro. Baller. Stop. Hey, change that goddamn. Oh,
I
excuse me.
told you
Change
I'm
that
never
name,
changing
baller.
my name. I'm never
Change that
changing my
name,
name.
baller. Don't make me have
You
to find
nope.
you. Don't make me
Oh,
have
go
to.
ahead. I
Don't
live
make
in
me have to get a
Texas.
location on you. Don't
I
make me
live in
have to get.
Texas. Come and find me. Come and find
Where
me.
you at? You live in Texas?
Maybe if you track me down, I might live in Antarctica. I got a VPN. You never know.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well,
But
I
I
heard
do
he's
live in
all
in
right.
Texas. Yes, I
Texas,
do.
but hey,
Don't make me get a location on you. All right, Miss Fins. Be good. Till next
thank you
time.
so much for
All
coming
right.
through.
All
I
right.
appreciate it. Bye bye. Baller, go ahead. Talk to me. Give me your final thoughts here.
Yeah, everyone hit the like button and subscribe to this Fins Getter to 10 million. Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, great show, great job having a panel, letting Dolphins fans chop it up and stuff, and it was a very civilized and great discussion and a lot of great questions by you. So yeah, stay good. Got to get back to work. You have a good one, Anthony, and Fins up, and great show.
I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Anthony, you still there for me, buddy? I think Anthony might have dropped off, but either way, thank you guys so much. You guys are man. That was fun. That was fun and funny too. So that was fun and funny. I totally enjoyed, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely enjoyed having that great panel. They were here. We enjoyed ourselves. We talked Dolphins, like I told you. Um, really fun panel. And I want to do that today because I know we don't always get to do the panels. But I appreciate all of you guys coming through. Guys, listen, we really need to get to the subscribers, guys. Hard. I'm working on other stuff for but it's the off season and with work, I am a working woman, so I gotta take care of work too. But I still appreciate you guys. And yay, we got another subscriber. Awesome. So shout out to whoever subscribed. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. You guys literally doing up. So please come back. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you for having me as your host for today. It's so much fun, and I did mean to answer this one question, and I just noticed that I didn't add it. So let me go over here real quick and let me answer this one question because I did want to answer this question, and this is coming from CB83. What would be your number one acquisition of free agency, Miss Phins? And I think we kind of answered it already, but I wanted to go ahead and shout out CB83. If you can do me a favor, guys, go check him out. Sign up for him, subscribe. He's awesome, great content. But I said it earlier. It's going to be middle linebacker for me. That's my biggest acquisition for me. That and tackle. We need a right tackle, in my opinion, a left guard, and middle linebacker. Those are my top three. But if I had to pick any of them, I might actually just go middle linebacker at this point. So there you go. But thank you so much, guys, for coming through again. This is Miss Phins. Oh, Esther, you're good. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry, Miss Phins, the jump call salute. I get it, buddy. Thank you for coming up here. Thank you for spending time with us. Again, this is Miss Phins, guys. I am Miss Phins. Check it out. This off season, we'll probably add another show, but you can find us Tuesdays and Thursdays, guys. 8 a.m. Eastern. Do me a favor, go ahead and like, subscribe, share, let everybody else know. Everybody on Twitter and Twitch, thank you so much for coming through. And again, this is Miss Phins. Thank you so much for coming through. And you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.